Well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I don't know that I'll see you between now and then, so I hope you get a chance to spend some time with family and enjoy this holiday that is all of, in my opinion, is all about family, just getting together and being able to share time. So I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. Going over last week's game, I was really proud of our football team. I thought it was a good three-phase win for us. Everybody contributed. Um, Offensively coming out and taking the first drive down, getting touchdown points out of that. Defense coming out doing what they did, getting a big stop. Us taking advantage of that. Again, coming back out, defense getting another big stop. And again, us going down and getting points. We were in a similar situation a week ago where we're sitting there with a 10-point lead, and I thought our team reacted in a really good way this week about continuing to stay locked in, continued to put pressure on them, and finding a way to go and extend a lead. And again, I think it took all three phases to go get that done. Very proud of us again from a defensive standpoint. I mean, what we've been able to do the last couple of weeks, especially in third down situations and being able to get guys off the field, getting teams behind the chains, being able to kind of mix up what we're doing has been a tremendous shot in the arm for us offensively. It was good to see the consistency come back out. I thought, especially in the first half, I thought we threw the ball extremely well. I thought our receivers did a nice job of finding holes, finding opportunities to work routes. I thought Davis did a nice job of having his eyes in the right spot, reading through progressions and delivering the ball accurately. Got the running game kind of going a little bit more throughout, but we've got to be balanced in the way that we wanted to be. And proud of them from that standpoint. We obviously, special teams had some big plays in there, but Zach, with a couple of three big kicks, were instrumental in extending that lead and just, the poise at which he does his job has been a big bonus for us throughout the year. Looking forward to this week. SMU, very talented team, especially offensively. They got so many weapons, Mordecai, who I've watched basically kind of grow up from that area, has really played outstanding. You look at the weapons that he has around him, whether you're talking about, Gray or Rice or Robertson or, Calcaterra has been a major factor for them in finding ways for them to use his talents. But, obviously they're running the football well and they're doing it with Bentley kind of being banged up, I guess, throughout the year. I don't really know what his situation is, but Stiggers has come in and really been a lift for them from that standpoint. So a lot of weapons, a lot of things to put your eyes on. Got to do a good job of trying to get them behind the chains and at least try to get them in more predictable type situations. But very talented offensive group. You look at them defensively, very strong versus the run. As you start studying them, basing out the odd, they give you a lot of different fronts, a lot of different looks. And so we're going to have our hands full on that side of it as well. So we know this is going to be a big game. It has been a big game every year that I've been here. But this year is exactly the same when it comes to that. So it should be a battle. Looking forward to the opportunity of going down there and competing, getting our guys a chance to get back on the field and find a way to get bowl eligible right here.
And speaking of bowl eligible, Coach, I've been asking the last couple of weeks about needing to win out to become bowl eligible. Downplayed it a little bit, saying you wanted to take it, go 1-0 each week. Is this the week now that you really embrace that motivation with your team?
Well, yeah. I mean, they understand where we're at. There's no reason not to talk about it. And 1-0 and bowl eligible kind of goes in the same breath right now. So this is what we've worked hard to get to, and our guys have really kind of just kept their head down, kept grinding, kept working, and put themselves in a position to have a chance to be that. So obviously it'll play a part in this week's game.
Were you surprised at all by the result of the SMU Cincinnati game, just how one-sided it was?
Every week in this conference it's a battle. And, I think Cincinnati was able to kind of separate themselves a little bit early. And, obviously we're able to continue to extend that. As you look at it, if they could have held it a little bit closer for longer, I think it would have been obviously a more competitive type ball game. But Cincinnati they're they're pretty damn good, and so when you go up there, you got to be ready to play.
You guys obviously have had a lot of obstacles to overcome, some disappointments this season. The players, the team could have folded it up a couple of times during the season probably. What's it say about the team that didn't happen and they kept fighting and now you have a chance to?
Yeah, you got to take your hat off to them. And I think that has been a signature mark of our program from the time I've been here. I mean, our guys are going to play extremely hard every week. We get 60 minutes to play this game. They're going to play every second of it. But this group, they've done a really good job of coming together, staying together amidst, some tough things that have gone on throughout, whether you're talking about scheduling, whether you're talking about this or that. We've had a lot of obstacles in our way from the start of the season till now. But guys have just continued to work. And as guys have gotten injured and other guys have had to step up and guys have come in and continue to raise the bar and the standard of what we want to do, I thought our team has done a good job of that throughout, and really proud of the way they've stuck together.
Philip, earlier in the season, you had talked a lot about trying to cut down on penalties and fixing some of the special teams things that were leading to touchdowns. Looking back on that, what has worked? Because it seems like it's worked. It hasn't been an issue in these past few weeks.
Yeah, I think, obviously you're always putting an emphasis on it. But as the start of the season and some of the things that have happened, I think it was our guys just staying locked into what we needed to do. Obviously, from the special team standpoint, we changed some things schematically. We changed some personnel things on it, and I think that has been a benefit for us. And then I think just the consistency of what we've been able to do. Obviously, this week we face another explosive returner, and we've got to do a good job there again. But as far as the penalties go, I think our guys just being locked in, being more disciplined, and understanding that we've got to clean this area up to give ourselves a chance. We're hurting ourselves in some areas that we didn't need to, and I think our guys just took ownership in that.
That sort of growth, during a season, that's not always easy. So, what is it, I'm sure it's coaching and the players taking upon themselves, but how important has that been, to get things going in the second half of the season?
Yeah, it's obviously been important, as we looked at some of the things we needed to clean up from a team standpoint, even from a coaching standpoint, when we needed to emphasize some things a little bit more and understand what we've got to do to give our guys the best opportunity to succeed on the field. And so I think it's been a combination of all of those things. I think our coaches have done a good job, but, it all starts with the players and those guys going out and executing and correcting some things that are easily corrected, but sometimes hard to do.
Coach, when you're facing a team like SMU, you guys have had some deep battles with one another, 4-quarter matchups, however you'd like to call it. With so much on the line, I guess just kind of give me the breakdown of what exactly your message is to this team, knowing that you win, you keep playing, you lose, it's all over.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we've got to focus on us, and I think that's what we've really tried to do, over the past month or so, and I think our team has really bought into that part of it. And from that standpoint, I'm talking about, as good as some of the teams that we've played, including SMU that we're fixing to play, it's still more about us and what we've got to do and the way we execute on the field in all three phases, the way we handle that 60-minute game, the amount of effort and attitude and the attention to detail that we've got to place on things, and those guys coming out and playing their dead level best. And so our team has done that. We'll continue to do that. Don't expect anything different this weekend. Obviously, worked extremely hard to get ourselves to this point, and now we got to go capitalize.
I don't know if it was asked. If it was, I apologize. But Jackson player said after the game that he's been waiting for this due to the fact that Tanner Mordecai, him and they go way back to their high school stuff. So he's wanting to get Tanner several times sacked and, you know, put a big defensive front on him. Has he told you any of that? Or, I mean, you know, what's your thoughts on Jackson heading in?
You know, Jackson and Tanner go way back. And so I'm sure there's probably been some phone calls or text messages or DMs or whatever that might be between the two of them. But, you know, the crazy part is Jackson's like that every week. So, you know, he's an impact player for us. It's always been an impact player for us, and expect a lot of things from him this weekend. Obviously, getting a chance to go against a guy that he has grown up with and around. I'm sure he is excited about that opportunity.
I have one more for you, Coach. In a matchup like this with SMU, do you allow some smack talking to go back and forth as these guys know each other? There's a lot of Texas guys on both squads. I mean, does it add to the excitement of this game? You
know, so many of these kids either played together or they went through the recruiting kind of circles together. And so they know each other. As far as the talking part of it goes, you know, what they do away from the building is obviously, you know, on them. But, you know, when we get on the field, it's got to be about us. It's got to be about our focus, our attention to detail, and what we've got to do each and every play, each and every series, each and every quarter as we work our way through this game. So from that standpoint, we've got to physically go attack and do a great job of that.
Any other questions for Coach Montgomery?
I just have one more. What is Tanner Mordecai like? What makes him so special? Because he's led this offense and he's done some remarkable things for the Mustangs.
Well, obviously, Tanner's a great player. Highly recruited coming out of high school, went to OU and then transferred out and now is at SMU. I think it's not just Tanner, though. When you look at the whole thing of it, you know, the weapons that he's got around him and he's done a really good job of getting the ball out of his hands, going through progressions, giving guys opportunities, and then they're making the most of it. So from that standpoint, really outstanding player with a lot of good players around him, and that combination has been good for them.
Any other questions for Coach?
Thanks, Coach.